Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Is it Friday yet? Happy month end. We blinked and July moved. It's done. Unbelievable. Hey, Juan. Hola. Two ones. Another one. What's up, one? It's crazy, Ronan. It's crazy how quickly July went. I was just so happy about the 4th of July to have like those 3 days off and then boom. Now, overnight inventory is very, very long. I would say overnight inventory, if LC or anybody running LC's little calculator, I would bet overnight inventory is, yeah, let's say 90% long, 98% long, something like that. It's got to be very long. And that is just a fancy way of saying that the majority of the trading is above the close of the previous day. Which means we should, right? We should, with big, what are the parentheses, we should have a move down to correct it, right? So if inventory was short, you look for a move up. Inventory is long, you look for a move down. Now, take note, 73.91 quarter, and then down here, 73.70 and 68. Sorry, I forgot the 84s. Man, there are bids all the way up this thing, right? So if we get accepted under 91 and a quarter, I'm more likely to short it because it'll look like a look above and fail of 91 quarter. And these are the places 84, 76, 72, 68, 62. That's where this would be my ultimate target. I don't know if we're going to get a correction all the way down to yesterday's close. It is month end. Anything can happen. Hey, Marcos. What I do is I can see the volume using these TPO charts because they're set to volume, right? So it's for me, I'm a simple guy. I look at this and I go, hey, all the volume is time spent, volume traded. It's over 73.91. Got a liquidation, and then we have a P profile. So I know that when we get into this area over 91, right, there's going to be traffic, right? You just look and see, did it trade up here? And if it did, yeah, when you get back up there, there most likely will be selling because there'll be inventory, trapped longs, right? I know when I start talking about it, because you guys don't think like this, it might be a little complex, but it's not. Here's the trick about finance. They've taken the simplest thing, a market, and they've overcomplicated it so much that most people couldn't find their bum with both hands if their life depended on it. Because we've taken this business and we've made it so complicated. What you're looking for is, where are they selling? Where do they stop selling? And can you do business in between those two areas? That's all trading is. right? You got size selling here. You got size stop selling here, right? Back and forth. When they see buyers, they raise price. When they have competition, they lower price, right? Competition amongst sellers, right? That's all markets are, right? They're just there to distribute a product. This is a sales chart that tells us, hey, we had to put the stuff on sale. Look, we jammed everybody into contracts above 73.67, and now they're not happy, and it's the end of the month. So there could be a little bit of liquidation, and there has been, right? Markets need to liquidate. It's good for them, right? We'll see what happens. I'm treating very, very light. I was testing some levels looking at shorting, and every single short trade, I ended up the only trying to put a position short on did not work against an inventory correction, right? So I scalped short 2 points here, 2 points there, and I kind of left it alone. Once it got over 73.92, it started to do that really slow, deliberate march up, which probably has a lot of people trapped short here under 97 and then here under 92. If you're looking at this completely structurally, so Marcos, if you're looking for volume, my friend, right? You want volume. What we want to do is we want to move that 3,283 contracts. We want to take that and sell it up here, which means we have good distribution. Maybe after the volume point of control moves up, we'll get some movement down. Hey, Dakota, welcome to the room. Is that Thomas? Not sure. Right now, I'm jonesing for a short. Oh, hey, welcome back. Good to see you. Hey, Kevin, what's going on? Yeah, this could be a little, might be a little choppy at the open, or maybe it'll start to correct inventory right off the open. The balance zone that I came up with using the the June balance that we came up of into a distribution cycle, we're right there. Do you think that $500 a day is possible? I certainly do. The only thing with that is it takes $1,000 worth of work for a while to get there. It's possible. You can be consistently profitable in trading. Now, some days, common hat, you're not going to make any money, right? If you're a guy who wants to make $500 a day, you can do it. Some days you're going to take a couple of trades, you're going to be down $100, $200, just walk away, right? That's the trick to it. And the other thing is every week, get your money out of your brokerage account before your ego can get its paws on it. It's called grinding. Now, I know that means something completely different in this century, but in the old days, a grinder, right? You know, a grinder is somebody who risked very little money to make that $500. That's why the types of trading that I teach in this room, Takanachi, is very low risk trading, which means we only do business when the business setup favors the kind of trader that we are, which is a retail trader. For example, now people who've been with me, everybody knows about the look below and fail, right? It's a very simple trade. When the market looks below a level and comes back up, we put our buy order here, we put our stop here. Business reason for the trade is this, that the wholesalers do not need to sell under 73.92 quarter. So they are raising prices because they've seen buyers. We go and buy some at 93.94. We put our stop at 92. Sell some at 95, 96, 97. We know there's going to be a seller up at 7,400, so you want to get out of it before then, right? Your risk is here because here's the thing, right? If you own inventory here and somebody comes and puts it on sale here, your inventory is mispriced, which means you need to get out. So every trade has a business reason and a business reason to get out. This way you are automatically training yourself to trade only when the setup suits you. Like this stuff right here, you leave it alone. Because it's all risk, no reward. Unless you're really quick or very skilled. Yeah, you guys are worrying about the order book. It depends also on the market. Thin order books in markets like NASDAQ are jumpy. A thin order book in the ES is not so jumpy. So totally different markets. I would, if I were you and you were learning how to trade, I would not try and trade the open for sure. Right? It's a high volume time. You should not be in there. If you don't know what you're doing, you're just going to get eaten alive. Yeah, that 91, what was it? COVID 11 is, yeah, 91 quarter. Yeah, right. I mean, it's not like you guys are trading 100 E-minis. You're trading 1 to 3 E-minis, maybe 10 max, right? So you're okay with liquidity. If I were you guys and you're learning how to trade, trade at night. Use Globex. Globex is nice and slow. You can see the price action. You can learn. You know, you're going to spend most of your time watching than actually trading. First, you need to learn how to see a market, and then you have to know where you're going to do business and why. And you have to be very fussy about where you do business on the chart. Knowing when not to trade is important. Look at them running this thing higher. The old gap and trap. Let's see. If you are short, look for some bids in the fours, right? I would stack my bids under four down to like 74.01, and I'd have a lookout bid at like maybe five. Now that's the first opening candle. Let's see where the next one opens up. Now we get to see where the seller really is. The only people who are buying this right now are trapped shorts who are being forced to, or forcing themselves to, and then FOMO buyers. So what I want to see is, when does that little mixture start to run thin? Or does it? We're kind of in no man's land here. If you're a look above and fail short of the overnight high, like I said, go and make sure your bids are down there, right? Go stack your bids. You know, put a lookout bid at maybe 6 if you're short like 8 or 9, you know? Got to have that seller here just under 12. If those sellers disappear, then we're in trouble, right? Seller is lower. Now we need that offer to stay under 8 3/4. This is just mechanics. There's no magic here. Just watch the offer. Watch 8 3/4. Now we know there's bids at 7. Can we go take out those bids? Mm-mm-mm. Right? Come on. See, they're not going to sell under 7 unless they have to. Right? If you can sell it at 10, why the hell are you going to sell it at 7? That 11 seller's still there. I don't know if I trust them. I'll wait till this next candle. I want to see it sell more aggressively under 8. Come on. There's an annoying 7 bid there. Come on, let's take that thing. Come on. There we go. There we go. So if you're short in the 9s, right? Remember I said have a lookout bid at 6? You're covering one at 6. Right? Next lookout bid will be at 4, 4 1/4, maybe 4 1/2. Right? You're short off the 9s, you know? There you go. Next bids will be 3 to 2. 2s and 3s, right? Remember, we're short 9. And let's just let them come back. And if they start to lift, woo, I'm flat. I had 1 left. Goodbye. Right? Hey, Anne Marie, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. Okay, so there is a bid down there at 5. I suspected there would be one. Okay. Now this is a big 1 minute candle here, right? We've got like 4 1/2 up to 11. So maybe let's let them caramelize the onions a little here. See if we can get this offer under 4. There's a stubborn bunch of buyers at 5. There we go. Aggression at 8. Nice, nice, nice. Seems to be a little back and forth between 4 1/2, 8 1/2. I'm insanely short biased. I'm saying it out loud so I don't take any stupid trades unless I see a seller. Right now, I'm not seeing an aggressive seller. I'm like crazy short biased. But it's month end, and month end has a certain witchcraft about it. You know, strange things can happen on month end. Kind of like those weird Friday nights in Las Vegas at about 3:30 in the morning. Strange things happen. A lot of things go bump in the night. I don't see an aggressive seller. I want to short it. My hand is completely off the mouse. The other thing too is my reflexes are a little slow today. Yeah, it's a bit of a washing machine. I think we've got a lot of people offside who yesterday at the end of the day we had quite a liquidation. So I'm sure there's some people trapped short in the after hours yesterday. But here we come in, we're 50 points higher. So there'll be a lot of ugh, right? There'll be a lot of people offside. Right? Every time I thought this would be a good place to build a short position, it turned out to be completely wrong. Thank God I did not take those trades. Because I was like, yeah, maybe, a short position under, I had 73.88, and I was like, oh, that'd be a good place to build a little short position. And then something told me, yeah, month end, don't do it, man. Good thing I didn't. The worst is losing money on the last day of the month. It's the worst. Yeah, it's always nice to go outside, get out, enjoy the sun. So if we lose that seller at 12, ladies and gentlemen, be careful. And we're starting to lose it. The next place, of course, is that A high in the 16s. If we take that out, be careful because the next stop is, Jesus, 74.44. And there's no structural stop until here. So be careful. I'm still short biased, right? I'm still short biased. If we lose that 6 bid, then we will get some movement down. But yeah, the 12 seller is still dead. Thank goodness. That's the only thing keeping the foot off the gas. Structural stop means here. Like if you were long here, my stops would be here using the structure of these 3 candles because that's the last time they came here and they went, oop, there's a buyer. Let's run away from them, right? Took out 6. Can we stay under 6? Come on. See, the other thing is, if you look at these candles, I know this sounds weird, but when you have a big up and down candle, it'll backfill a lot easier. Here, because you've got inventory, it'll kind of slow itself down. Now, if you're shorting this area here, if you were smart and got out of a couple, There should be some bids somewhere here in the 98 to 7400 area. Good stuff. Right, this is the inventory. It's a slow inventory correction. You know, it is a little slow. And you're looking for that 98 because that's where the next structural stop is. There's a seller at 2. Still a seller at 2. What would be lovely is to get a move down to VWAP. That would be nice. Not just yet. So we got some bids at 7,400. That's okay. Let's see if we can get some follow through selling. Sure. The screen on the right is just a fancy half-hour candle chart. That's all it is. It's called a market profile chart, where they give each half-hour bar a letter. Like the opening bar is A period. And you can see the volume at every single tick. And when you put the bars together, you can see the structure. And you can see where the inventory is earlier in the day and where it's being sold later in the day for distribution. So it's basically just this. This is a half-hour candle chart. So we're taking this half-hour candle and we're getting fancy so we can really see inside of it. Jeez. We have not had a decent inventory correction yet to the downside. So a guy in Chicago by the name of Peter Stottlemyre, he was a stats guy, and if you flip these this way, they look like those bell curves, you know? And it's just a distribution. So this way, you know, you can see the inventory of this now it's on sale, right? You can see accumulation and just a way to track sales, right? I'm short biased, but not trading to the short side position anyway. So if we take out this overnight high, this is what you really want to be afraid of because this thing can get really out of control really quick. I'd be looking for 74.33 on a longer time frame. Because on this half-hour chart, these two half-hour candles covered a lot of ground. So once you got the majority of the inventory from this sell-off, you can walk this thing all the way right back up into month end. Scary, but true. If we hold the overnight high, there will be a ton of people trapped short. There'll be an absolute just crap ton of people. This is what I'm talking about. I bought a little at 17. I'm flipping them out at 21. I'm short biased, but I'm trading long. Because I'm wrong, right? The order flow is telling me, hey, JJ, don't be an idiot. right? And this is one of the hardest things I've ever had to learn how to do is have a bias and trade against it. Good Lord, it was hard. It still is. That's why I came up with this method of trading, and it's the only way I've been able to do it. What? No, no. What makes me short biased? Overnight inventory is like 98% long. That's all. And but when the market shows you it's not correcting inventory, it's telling you, "Hey brother, it's bid 7400. Get on the long train." It's all you can do. It's all you can do. I'm flat. Yeah. Nice work. So where are we looking at 7433? It'll pause and backfill. Shorting month end is, this is a beautiful short trap. The sell off bought it all back, and now all the inventory's underneath 7406. We can just go and blow it off. And there's no stops all the way to 7480. It's just where we run out of flow. Nice work, Grain Mark. That's beautiful, man. Consistency is key. You guys okay in the room? Everybody okay? Very quiet. So there's four, and then you just stack eight, and hopefully it stops there. I'm looking for 7433 to the upside here. That's just because we blew past the tens, 33 is the next level, and there's no we just had these two big, massive candles, that took us down from 7466. So here we go. We're close. That's a good goal, Grain Monk. I can appreciate that. I mean, that's what trading's supposed to make our life better, right? We're not supposed to be stuck in front of the screen all the time. I will sometimes, usually once every 3 to 6 months, I will merge a profile, but I'll do it for a teaching thing. Like, for example, stay with me here, right? If I merge these four profiles together, it just shows me where the position is. So I know that once we take out that 74.21, and once we take out that low, that all of this is going to start falling out, or a good number of it is going to start falling out. Hey, 74.33. Hello. We're at 35. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. If you are long, sell them like you stole them, my friends. Sell them like you stole them. Told you guys that this thing, once it starts popping off, if you get enough people short on month end, I mean, that's really all you need. It's all you need. There it is. Now, do we look above and fail 33? Because if we stick 33, the next level is 44. Month end. So I've been short biased ever since 73.88. I've been short biased, but I've been scalping shorts. Kind of like 2 points here, 2 points there, no position short. And then once it broke over 88.90, I was like, there's no way I'm going to short this thing. And then even off the open, I think, okay, we'll correct some inventory. Nope, not a damn thing. Well, that's good. Anybody who got long some product under the 7,400 looks like a hero now, right? Can go to your clients and go, oh, I went long. Undo all merges. So now anyone who's short underneath 7406, that's what this big move up was that short covering, right? Now look for the bid on the backfill. You just found it here, right? It's just there under 29, 28. If we stay over 33, let's see. It's still early. They always said these. I don't know how the inventory correction applies. Well, inventory wasn't short for a week, Hex. I'll kind of give you the quick rundown, right? So we've been in liquidation now for a while, right? So Hex, if you were like a fund manager, or even like if you were like a prop trader at a decent sized firm, you would probably be building a short position here, right? And doing some covering here. And today is all about short covering because it's month end. So what they're doing is the traders who are short this move, they're coming in and they're bid to cover before the end of the month. Right? It's cleaning up old business. So if you were short, today's a good day, and then that short covering, it brings some more buying. Yeah. End of the month. Now, of course, some of these traders are huge. They trade multiple time frames, but month-end short covering is always a nice little trade. Yeah, backfilling to the upside, Raj. This is really a catcher's mitt again, man. You know, liquidating inventory into wholesale hands, resold into the retail flow for profit. Yeah, that'll go sideways here. Let's see if we can bring some people in now, right? This when you move up and you go sideways, this is like when I started the lineup at the nightclub, right? And if people see enough pretty girls standing in line, they'll come and stand in line too. And then some people will start offering you $100 to get past the door. See? Real world applications. So guys, we are having a free trial with our trading room. Come check us out. And I promise we will teach you more in a month than you'll learn anywhere else in 10 years. And it's information that you can actually use. See, people are coming in, like they're coming and standing in line. This guy just offered me 50 to let him pass the line. See? That's all it is. It's just commerce. There's no mystery in this stuff at all. Yeah, I think they need to split a period into two 15-minute bars. I don't know if it's me, if I'm getting old, or these half-hour bars are getting longer. There's just a lot happening inside them. Oh, I should have booked it this week. I should have gone Thursday, Friday, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, come back Saturday. Let's go. It's okay. I finally did okay trading. Not great, but like it's been on and off this week. Like one day I'll trade like really on the ball. The next day I'm kind of like, I don't wanna. Right? Especially when it's sunny outside. Remember those summers when you were a kid and one of your rich friends would have like a cottage, you know, and you'd go out there for like a couple of days and just do nothing. Now you're behind 5 screens with 2, 3 air conditioners going. Could be worse. Looking for 74.44, my friends. 74.44. The short squeeze continues. That's a beautiful half-hour chart. I couldn't build a better looking chart. Wonderful. So as soon as we got over 74.10, just smooth sailing to 33. There'll be a little bit of volume at 44. But I do not see, I don't see the sellers in any trouble right now. Let's see if we can go tickle 44. Come on, give me a print. We're close. The level worked really good, well on the 27th. Ah, close. 42 half. It'll be tough to get it over 40 again. You're going to need somebody really trap short to get it over 40. Whoa. I spoke too soon. Whee! There we go. 44 level. Remember I did that half-hour candle chart right at contract rollover? Okay, that's better. That's better. 3 3/4. Off by a tick, I'll take better than 2 points. Cool. It's off that half-hour chart. Ever since rollover, it's been working well. Definitely. Like, so, Milo, if you were long 74.28, 74.32, 74.33, right? You know that there's going to be a seller at 44, right? So why not sell 41, 42? If you are short 42, I'd put some bids in here in the 37, 36 area. And if it breaks 36, you want to bid 34 and front run 74.33. We'll see how good 33 is here. Nice work, Grain Monk. You're quick this morning. Speedy Gonzalez, nicely done. I like quick little trades. I like that way of trading. I should have had another coffee. I should have had another coffee. Oh well. Live and learn. I'm a little slow. Yeah, so that's why you guys, if you want to use two charts together, right? That's 74.44. It worked nicely for us. I mean, it was only a tick off. That's not bad, right? You know, on a on a 40-point move, the level's only off by one tick. I'll take that. Nice work, Rad Dad. I wonder what happened to our old friend and market maker Rad. Anyone hear from him? Last time I heard from him, he bugged out and bought a ranch or something like that. He's like riding horses around. I don't know, like, you know, lavender farm. Okay. It's like, I don't know, all the old traders end up living on islands by themselves or farms. Yeah, good to have you back, Rad Dad. When you come into the room, drop me a line, say hi. That goes for anyone who's signing up and who's in the room. I'm always up for a chat if you need help. Jeez, they're getting rid of some good contract volume up here. Jeez. It's going to be another nice wholesalers month. Oh, distribution. Not much to do here. We couldn't get down to 33, so I think we're just going to bop around between 33 and 44. If there's a lot of people trapped short under 33, we'll pop that 44 and be looking for 55. But I don't know if we've got the gas to do it. Where did I take my first long? I'll have to look back. I never look at volume when I'm trading Dope Angel. I would just look at the chart. Basically, most of my time, when I'm taking trades, I'm looking at this. I'm just watching the offer. So if a market breaks, right, if I know there's a seller here, right? If I know there's a seller here, and then the market breaks above that level, right? I just buy a little bit above, throw my stop underneath, and then throw some offers out and see if I get taken. It's really sort of like, I call it blue collar trading. It's very, very simple, right? If I'm short, my stop is here, right? And I'm covering here because I know there's going to be bids here, right? Because what we got now is we got a rotation. You basically have a rotation. What are you rotating? You're rotating the inventory, right? You're taking this stuff here and you're selling it up here. And when you really have to put it on sale, we'll bring it back to 74.10. But we're going to have to take out that bid at 30 to collapse it and get all that to fall out. Right? I'd say this low here, those are our pinata lows at 25. If we can take out 25, anybody who's long over that will come tumbling out and we'll cover here. So I don't look at volume at all. I just look at structure. See, the candle chart is showing you the prints just in a visual format. That's all it is. It's showing you the time and sales in a visual format. So when the market drops the offer, it's being put on sale. So you go short. When the offer is moving higher, you go long. It's really simple. Anyone who's short from up here, well done. Well done. We're under 33 now. If we stay underneath 33, we could get that inventory correction. Okay? Sometimes it takes a long time for inventory to correct. Let's see. I'll just chill out now. POC's just in that 30 area, right? Good distribution there. I'll give it a little bit more time. If we can't muscle up past 74.35, it'll be a nice short back down to the 25s. Right? So if you're, where's my micro? If you're selling, if you sold the 30s Your seller is right here. If you're shorting, that's where your risk is. You lose that seller and you lose that seller, don't be short. Okay? Very simple. You need your sellers moving lower and lower. So you're short 31. You take a few back at 28. Simple. If we lose that seller at 30, be careful. That's your danger zone from 30 to 33. Right? Just like Top Gun. Right? Watch your offer. Next candle is going to open in 15 seconds. We lost the seller at 30. They saw buyers. Next seller is going to be there. Boom. If you lose that seller, I told you. Right? Then it'll start looking like a look below and fail of 33. This is the thing with month end. You got to be really careful. If we crawl ourselves back over 33, it'll probably go back up to 44. Scalping is beautiful, just don't get carried away, right? Just don't do scalps that don't have a good business reason. That's all, right? Other than that, have at it. There's a seller at 33 right now, not aggressive. No problem, Grain Monk. You just got to train yourself to be quick in this kind of a market. That's what we spoke about in our lab yesterday, in our execution class. We were speaking about training yourself to adapt to different markets and also training our execution. It's just repetition. So that's the good thing is it's not rocket science, it's repetition. You should put that on a t-shirt. You know, it's discipline and repetition. That's what good trading is, really. Yeah. Any questions? Checking to see if Grain Monk seems to be the only one who's caffeinated. If we can, let's see if we can get past 33 and 35. What's up, Mike? How you doing? Good stuff. There's 33. Tickled the 34s. Couldn't print 35 yet. What does it all mean? It means we should all be on holiday. It means we should all be at the beach with those drinks with the little umbrellas in them. That's what it all means. No, Milo, the boxes are working. No reason to draw a new box, right? Because now I know where the inventory from the morning is, right, Milo? Now, if it gets past 8 times cost basis, maybe, right? But usually by then I'm done trading, right? I know this is cost basis discount. Now we're in, 8 times cost basis. So if I go and draw a new box, it means I've lost sense of where the inventory is priced, right? Does that make sense? Right? So now I know that the inventory is priced here and it's being sold at a heavy, heavy markup. You know what I mean? So if I go and draw a new box now, I mean, you could and it would work, right? But if my levels are like me, here's the thing, Milo. I want to spend all my time on execution, right? I want to I want to set this thing up every morning to do the same thing, and then all I can do, I just have to be free to execute, right? Because if I'm not free to execute, then I'm going to screw this up. So the less stuff I've got banging around in my head, and the less time I waste redrawing zones and looking for the just just get in there and start punching, man. Right? I know we're all looking for that perfect edge, right? We are in distribution. Where did we close yesterday, Milo? Right? We do know we're in distribution. I've been saying it all morning, right? The cost basis is way underneath us. You know what I mean? See? Accumulation distribution, right? Sold off at the end of the day, distributing higher. You with me? Got it? Cool. All right. Cool, cool. Yeah. I want to do the least amount of work possible. I don't need to keep reanalyzing a market. Nothing has changed. We're still inside yesterday's range. So it means nothing has changed. I'm just waiting for an inventory correction. That's what I want to see. And right now, we don't really seem to be having one. I am short biased. But if we start getting back over 74.33, that bias goes away. You want to do the least amount of work possible. Can I tell you a story about how one of Canadian how one of the Canadian brokerage firms, the owner of this firm became a billionaire, had a $40 million house. You know how he made his money? In the old days, brokers would carry debt against their clients' positions. So if you had 500 grand worth of stock in your account, they'd let you buy 100 grand worth of stock against it as margin, right? So what he'd do is he'd look and see every day which one of his brokers was carrying a lot of debt, and he'd start shorting their stock from offshore. Then he'd call the broker and say, "Hey man, this guy's margin's going lower and lower. You got to sell him out." And they'd sell him out into his bids. They gave him the Order of Canada. Right? And he never looked like he was working very hard. So do the least amount of work possible. Be smart, right? Wait for your trade, go in, take your trade, and then go have a cigar, you know? There's that 33.5 again. Let's see if we can get past it. Looks like it's got a shot. It is a distribution, right? This is a total distribution. You know, as short biased as I am, I'm just staying out of it. That was way before 2005 one. He was retired in 2005. Yeah, I'd give it a bit now. What I want to see is the next period open up, and I'm thinking maybe we do a P profile. You know, I want to see if that bid at 26 holds. Right. Otherwise, it's just going to be distribution like this, right? It's very easy to lose money on a day like this, which I'm a big believer in making a little bit of dough and then shutting it down, right? I don't like over trading. One of my biggest pet peeves, well, it's something that I would fire you for in an instant, is making money and then giving it back. That is grounds for dismissal immediately. That's you don't get any second chances, right? So, yeah, I got to go do a podcast, folks. Does anybody have any questions? I'll shut this down a little early. Stay out of trouble. We'll see you tomorrow. And trade safe out there. If you have any questions, you need any help, reach out. I'm vwaptrader1 on X, and we're at tradingsyndicate.org. Thanks so much, everyone. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Bye for now.